Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another lovely episode of Slovak Mountain Man of Gaming. It is I, Slovak Mountain Man here, and on today's lovely episode, we shall be talking about the PlayStation VR, right? There was a Best Buy demo event that I just went to, and it was my first virtual reality experience. But I must say it was very awesome, right? You know, there's an assistant there who had a very beautiful beard and he was answering my questions and stuff. And he was telling me that he was doing this for a few weeks now. And I think, that's probably why there weren't that many people there. So I basically, was the only one in line. But right off the bat, I will say that the headset itself is very light, like it's perfectly balanced from the front and the back end. And it's really cool because you have to press like a button in the back to, adjust it to your head. And I even asked him how well it works with glasses. And as you see, I was wearing my glasses and it was beautiful. He even told me that he has bigger framed lenses and it worked just as great. Even though they had the move controls set up, there were only 5 games available to try, but all of them were with the controller. And it was really insane. Like, the experience is hard to explain unless you've tried it yourself. I sat down with this, I think it was called like Super something. It was like a mix of a Tetris game, except in complete, VR. So I was looking around behind me, in front of me, and I was looking, to see how in the world this thing works. And like I said before, it was extremely light and immersive. It was insane. But that game, it was fast. And when I looked behind me, there was like light everywhere, streaks of light. And it was really, really cool. The guy was talking to me, but if you put on your headphones, it's a fully immersed experience over there. Then afterwards, he put me in the tank game. And I'm sitting there looking at the controller because you can press the buttons as well. And he's like, okay, press up and look down. And when I did this, the tank itself, like the gears on the side, they were moving as I was controlling the game. Not only that, but I was looking around everywhere. I looked behind me, I can see the seat. I looked in front of me, I can, move my head closer and read the little words that were on the screen. And add that, with headphones on. And the entire thing, it's like you're actually there. He said when I asked him from his whole 5 weeks that he's been doing it so far that nobody has reported, any negative things. They all said it was awesome. And I agree, it was good stuff. So I'm sitting there like moving my head around, like, oh, this is so cool. Trying to, press buttons and stuff. And I kept mentioning to him, can you imagine how awesome a Metroid Prime in VR would be? Like I said, it's very hard to explain the experience unless you've tried it yourself. The third one I tried was another one that was, you're inside this spaceship and, you start off on a tunnel. Even though, the seat wasn't like rumbling or anything, I can actually feel as if I was like, taking off. And then it just goes quiet, right? I'm like, holy glob. I look around behind me, I see, spaceships. But basically imagine No Man's Sky, except maybe a little more real, like realistic looking, in space. And it was like a battle. I was over there flying around, shooting the other spaceships and stuff. I was trying to do a barrel roll, but it didn't let me, And then, I'm just sitting there and he's like, hold on, watch this. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what am I supposed to look at? And then a giant explosion happens, right in front of me. And like, it blew me away. I'm like, what the turd? It was, as if you were watching Star Wars and the Death Star, like exploded right in front of you and stuff like that. It was so cool. But overall, as cheesy as it sounds, I told everyone how awesome this life-changing experience was, and that the future is basically here, as virtual reality is the next big thing. So 2 days later, I went to the same Best Buy again. Pep was being fat and Phil was nowhere to be found, so I brought my mama alongside instead, and from start to finish, she was completely immersed and couldn't believe what was going on in front of her. The demo was called VR Worlds and had these mini games included within, which involved bouncing a ball around with the controller.
Oh, only pushing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice! I like it!
That's gonna come in.
Yeah! I never play like this!
For something so simple, it felt extremely well done and was a perfect first VR moment that I can see spending hours on this alone. What surprised me the most was that the PlayStation VR has one microphone located underneath its left side, reacting to the sound of your voice. And I can't wait to see how future horror titles take full advantage of this feature. And as straightforward as it was, I think VR Worlds had the best reactions by far. One lady was so into it that when she bounced the ball, it completely caught her off guard as it was coming back.
Now this is going to be danger ball. I want you to go ahead and bop this ball straight. Perfect. Now it's going to come right back at you right now.
Okay. Oh!
You hit it straight. I should have warned you about that one.
And during my turn, I wanted so badly to jump into this world, but lost track of reality and dropped the controller instead.
And it will cause destruction in the environment. No worries, hold on, I got it.
But the cherry on top that completely sold people on VR was Ocean's Descent. It's exactly as the name implies, a deep dive exploration of the sea from within a shark cage. Watching the demo on a normal TV, this cage looks very tiny, but with the headset on, it was actually about 10 feet tall by 7 feet wide, with all sorts of creatures swimming along within arm's length of your face. It was so surreal that I tried grabbing and interacting with all of these fish. I know that we weren't using the Move controllers, but even then, you know, it felt like I could reach out and pet this sea turtle as it swam across around me. And as we went further down, the surroundings became darker and the suspense continued to rise, until suddenly, an enormous 20-foot great white shark began circling the cage. It's hard to imagine just how huge this beast actually was, unless you were in the moment yourself.
Oh shit!
The shark would start by slowly distancing itself and without warning charge at you full force.
Okay, I'm done. This feels so real. Oh my goodness.
And just when things began to feel safe, a familiar shape reappears. But by now, your heart is basically going at full speed in anticipation of its next move.
Shit!
And the worst part is having the front cage completely ripped off, leaving you fully exposed to this 2,000-pound creature. The shark is literally inches away from you, and its jaws alone are probably half the size of your body. It felt so real that the PlayStation VR staff member Nick even mentioned to close your eyes and raise your hand if the experience ever gets too frightening, so he can remove the headset for you. But since, you know, I'm such a good son, I didn't tell my mama this information and left her sitting there scared in that environment.
Jakub, daj to preč. Kubo, vypni to. Neskončil.
Już skończy.
Nie, bo ma zožere. Kubo, ber ho preč. Jakub,
Już bude. Počkaj. Bude.
Kubo ide. Jakubovi ide. Nepozerám.
During the entire car ride here, I kept reinforcing that she was about to lose a few pounders to this shark, as it was going to eat her alive, you know. I built up the tension so much that after a few minutes of trying her first virtual reality experience, she couldn't finish the last 20 seconds of this demo. But this is what she gets as my revenge, you know, after bamboozling me all these years. All in all, I think virtual reality is going to be revolutionary. The only way I can describe it is to imagine the transition from 2D sprite games to 3D, and how much of an impact that had on people and technology.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Ah!
So I'm guessing you loved it.
This demo headset was actually the final product and is pretty much a perfect hands-on experience for those still on the fence of picking one up. So be sure to check Sony's website for available Best Buy locations and try the PlayStation VR demo while it's still there before the device comes out. Nick mentioned that more demos should become available the closer that the headset is to its October 13th release date, and I'm going to be sure to go back and try as many as I can. It doesn't cost you a thing but a few minutes of your time to experience a moment that will stay with you for the rest of your life. And from what I saw, everybody came out laughing and smiling as they had a great time during their turn. So I'm intrigued to see how far Sony is willing to push this headset into the upcoming future. And with that said, thank you for watching my video, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to leave your virtual reality moments and reactions in the comments below as well. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. So, thank you for watching and see you on another lovely episode.
It's down, I never open because I don't want he's in me or cage is completely out. Jak to skończyło?
How did it end?
It
The
pretty much
rock.
ends, he just circles around and never actually gets to you. He just teases you. He'll come close like this and then back out. Come this
No,
way, back out.
It's for this camera with no cage. I don't open the eye
Yeah.
because no, I don't want it.
On by ťa nezjedol, ale bol toto.
A ty přece by to... Já jsem nevěděla, či něco, jsem neskočila bez cage. A já jsem říkala, budem svým, když nevím svým. Why I listen? Why? Yeah.